My name is Jeremy Barras. I'm beginning now my 17th year as a rabbi and my 4th year as senior rabbi here at Temple Beth Am in Miami, Florida. My road to the rabbinate began in 1995 when I was studying abroad at the University of Tel Aviv. I was there my junior year of college, and I was having a wonderful time. I had been to Israel a couple of times before. Becoming a rabbi was not on my radar at all. Until one night when I was with my friends in downtown Tel Aviv for a peace rally. Truth is, we didn't really understand all of the implications of what was going on in the country, but it was that night, as we were there, that Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated, and we were witness to history. In the immediate aftermath of the assassination and being in the country at the time was very strange. And I began to reflect a lot on who I was and where I was going in my life. I felt very insignificant in thinking that Rabin had done so much for so many people, and I was living a life that I didn't know that I was necessarily living a life larger than myself. I started to think a lot in those days about my grandfather, who passed away when I was 8 years old. He was a conservative rabbi who was the rabbi of my hometown, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And I started to think about how people used to always talk to me about him after he passed away and all through my young adult life. How important he was, how meaningful he was in their life. And it just started to occur to me to think about what I could do that could be more meaningful. One day I was visiting a friend in Jerusalem who was studying at Hebrew University, and I was on the bus. And I was driving through a very Orthodox neighborhood, and I saw a lot of Orthodox Jews walking around, and for whatever reason, I thought of my grandfather, and it occurred to me at that moment, I bet I could become a rabbi, and that would be something that people would care about. I decided that to look into it, and that's what I ended up doing. And as I went through the process of becoming a rabbi, I started to learn more and more about the history of my own family. I learned that my grandfather's father was an Orthodox rabbi, and that going all the way back to the times of the Talmud, according to our family tree, every single member of our family on that side was a rabbi, including my great-grandfather, who was ordained by the chief rabbi of Israel in 1927, Rav Kook, and who came from Palestine to France and eventually to the Bronx, where he had his career as an Orthodox rabbi, until he passed away in the late 70s. I still have his set of Talmud, which I used to study, and I pray that just as their Torah has been passed down through me, that someday my Torah will be passed down as well to future generations in my family.